The first Descendant just got its first major patch. We'll go over all the details with that, including some of the stipulations as well as the dev notes included in that. We have some additional error fixes outside of the patch notes, some brand new skill damage sheets and damage calculators, as well as some additional infographics to help your playthroughs, and even a build tool, as well as a whole bunch more. What's up world, it's Utopia back in the video. Today we're checking out all things the first Descendant. Okay, so first up, as always, let's go through the patch notes and we'll go into the opening statements. Now both the Discord and the website opening statements are the exact same. In fact, we don't have much of an opening statement here other than that their server maintenance was concluded and was carried out on July 18th. That did last from 12 a.m. PST to 4 a.m. PST. Now first up for the patch details, we have several director's comments here, which are under the content improvements tab. First up, we do have the UI and UX fixes, where they added both a turn on and turn off feature for other players' effects, including projectile explosions, and they improved the visibility of the explosion effect and the duration of the vestigial organ. This should help some player performance there if you do have a lower end PC, you can't turn off other player effects. This was mainly due to Glaze Infinite Launcher build because it became so popular, so they took a temporary measure to address an issue where the explosion effect was disrupting gameplay severely. Currently, they only provide the option to disable other players' projectile explosion effects, but they are planning to enhance this feature for other effects as well. A system message have made it easier to check the down status of allies, and an extra measure has been added to the party member UI. They've also reduced the research completion visual effects duration for materials frequently used in research, because that takes forever to kind of click on something and get it out. And they've also added an AFK report to the menu. Now they do have a dev note over here regarding the AFK. They said in regards to that, they do agree that the AFK hinders the gameplay for other players. However, they do believe that with cautious approach is required in this matter. This is because AFK judgment mechanisms can sometimes be bypassed with simply shooting or moving actions, and the AFK kick system can be exploited for other purposes. They're trying to learn patterns of AFK players and AFK reports. They're going to collect information through reports to separate out AFK players in matchmaking and prepare appropriate measures in the future. They're considering ways on how to do this at the moment. I do think there's probably going to be like a temporary ban for matchmaking, which I think would be the solution there, at least being able to play with others and kind of forcing you not to be able to queue in missions, although that system seems like it's going to take a while to take in place. The UI finally got it so that the major rewards obtained from quests have already been cleared are checked in the quest list. They added a function to view acquisition information directly in the target section of the library. They also fixed several issues here with targeting as well as void fusion reactors and library weapon lists. They did a major one here where they increased the void fragment mission rewards obtained from void shards, and there's now also a tooltip that's been updated with the number of void shards for that. And they've also now added where the amorphous material is linked to the void fusion reactor, so no longer will you need to click through or memorize there. And now the attributes will be displayed on the map direct, which is going to make it a lot easier instead of having to refer to sheets or guides. Now there was a director's comment here where they fixed an issue where party members could abort a mission which was being exploited to play void fusion reactors without consuming any shards. They addressed this glitch, and they're also considering why players might have resorted to using this, and they realized that the transition from void shard farming to actual void fusion missions was quite inconvenient and tedious. Therefore, they not only fixed the bug, but they increased the void shards obtained. They're going to significantly improve the fragment farming in the upcoming week 5 update scheduled to August 1st. Obviously for now they did 1.5 times, which I do think is a little bit minimal, but that is quite nice. At least they did that so far. Obviously just a band-aid fix for now, but it's definitely nice to have. And the number of attached items that can be registered has been updated to 1,000 each for weapons, reactors, and external components. Jumping over, we have the Descendants tab here. We have several fixes here for Bunny, including her electrocution, her electric charge, her high voltage, lightning emission. They had some sound effects adjustments, as well as that high voltage module will now target nearby targets rather than random ones. And they've removed the second and third stage evolution conditions of Bunny's evolving skin, the awakened one. Eugen also got 2 fixes here for allergy reconstruction serum, which now applies to Colossus as well. Moving on to infiltration and missions. Now for the operations section, you can now view results in the escape menu. There is no time limit in the Iron Heart and the Heart of Fortress, and supply droid has been moved to the battle zones and quarantine zones. For missions, they fixed several named bosses, and they updated the spheres for the alternate hand. The drop quantity on hard difficulty has been increased by approximately 1.5 times as well. The stack limit has been increased for consumables from 1 million to 100 million, and they've updated some icon images. That was again with some of the Destiny stuff there. there. There's a director's comment here saying that they developed with deep affection and respect for other various shooters, and they've taken in feedback regarding that similarity to other games. They've taken that very seriously. Obviously, they already fixed that through this hotfix. We had a ton of optimization fixes with memory leaks as well as temporary frame drops and frame limit issues. There were some bug fixes for the UI and UX for Russian, Spanish, and Portuguese. There was a few issues there, like the black screen and scroll map being an issue. I've definitely had before where I couldn't exit out of the menu. They also finally fixed the Descendant couldn't be changed after completing the exclusive quest. That was for Bunny, so now you should be able to do that. They also fixed an issue where Bunny's lightning emission was used even when there was no moving distance when rolling over a box or wall. They said of course they love Bunny, however her rolling mechanism there around a corner and using her skills was not what they expected from her, so they have decided to fix that. They're also detecting various macros and unauthorized programs through monitoring systems, including enrolling in place macro, and they're going to take actions against that. There was a ton of various issues fixed for modules. A big one here being the firearm attack of shoot focus module was applied as a sum operation and not as multiplicative, so there will be some increases here, especially for Ajax as well, who got some fixes for him. So if you are using anything, you should be getting the multiplicative damage. For missions, there was a ton of named monsters that were fixed and various quest issues. They also had a director's comment about a terrain exploit that was then fixed. There were some field fix issues, especially with the code analyzer, which was intermittently required while working with an encrypted vault in hard difficulty. But some other various fixes for purchasing multiple items of the same product, which I will go over in a bit. We had one last dev comment here. They said here during Colossus, they found out the community was quickly switching through modules. They don't want module switching to become another strategy, the method that makes combat tedious and does not fit well with the run and gun playstyle. They want skills, weapons, modules, and external components to be the part of the strategy and not use switching back and forth through different modules to down bosses faster. They're planning to skip a patch for next week with the upcoming week 5 update. There's not going to be any major update next week, so do be wary of that. This is the last hotfix for another 2 weeks. They look forward to adding Luna and Ultimate Volby, as well as the new Intercept battles, the new Ultimate Weapons, modules, external components, and skins on August 1st. I do have some last minute mentionables here. This one being a TFD skill damage calculator. This was done by Kovac, and he calculated all the individual damages per skill hit. This can vary from Descendant to Descendant. However, you're able to plug in the direct Descendant calculation here, and then it will do the calculation overall. You can see how much crit damage, how much skill damage per hit will do. This is a really handy calculator and is going to be great for builds in the future, which also leads me to another TFD tool, which TFD Tools finally did add a weapon builder. This was done by Crazy Atman over on the Reddit. Both of these tools here are super handy for both build creations as well as damage calculations. He's also working on a damage calculator, so again, those in tandem with each other are going to go really together. Additionally, we have another infograph here for the crystallization catalyst as well as the energy activator. These do have some farm locations on them, and seemingly so the best locations to go to, as well as how many materials you do need of each. This is put together by It's Me Jimmy C over on the Reddit. Another decent infograph there to help people's playthroughs. 2 last minute mentionables here. They did finally fix the mass caliber purchase error, and that was disclosed in the patch notes here, but they actually did fix that on 7.18, so now you're able to do mass purchasing in a row. Also, we did have a controversial post here where someone did say the gameplay loop isn't grindy, it just has no respect for your time. I do agree there. I definitely agree that there's a lot of things that don't make sense and feel very mobile game-esque. They did address the Void Shard Reactor stuff today, so hopefully they keep doing that and kind of make it a little bit easier. Although I do think they're losing players because of that. We have seen a little bit of a significant drop over on Steam and Steam charts for the last week or so. I hope the August update can retain some stuff and they do bring out some stuff that doesn't make it as grindy. And please give us some new arenas to fight these Colossi battles in. I really do think some of this stuff is becoming tedious and a little bit repetitive, so hopefully that can be addressed sometime soon. Overall, that's about cover for today's video. Like, subscribe, and until the next one. Deuces.